red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we're staying in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tori? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tori, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
where's Tori? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful conversation for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Friday, February 6, 2026. Who we got in the chat? We got Essie in the chat, Kawanda. How you doing, Kawanda? Jeff in the chat. Josh is in the chat. Cyber King Mike, what's up, Cyber King Mike? Not really a city girl. You go, girl. And we got Captain Blames cartoon call out in the chat. Sincere Runny Ray Real just joined the chat. Salute to everybody listening to the show today. Hey, look, I saw this meme that I guess was posted on Trump's page, and the embarrassing administration, once again, embarrassing to see that this is what his administration is posting right now. It's one of those things where when I see stuff like this, I know they're trying to trigger because they got publicists and PR people, and they got people sitting around. It's not just random. It may seem random, but it's administration, and they post things to trigger. And I think this is an embarrassment to the country. I think that when you see stuff like this, it makes the country look bad. It don't make black people look bad. It just makes the country look bad, and it's a reminder that this country is far from where it needs to be. The Trump administration should be embarrassed, and they should really
court order. The Michigan investigation.
I don't even think it's removed. Is it removed off the site right now due to the backlash? Well, I don't think so. But what I'm saying is, it was a reel, some type of reel that they posted. If you're watching as we broadcast live, I think we got what it was. Let's check this out. I'm sure y'all have seen this multiple times already. Let's see. Do we have
Initiated by a court order, the Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ES&S machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Yeah. So this is where I say this is the tasteless. It was tasteless. And okay, so let's say he's still upset because he thought that the election was rigged. Nobody is in handcuffs. You showing us the software. See, this is what I don't like about government and politics, and they're saying somebody committed crimes. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody's in jail. Nobody's in jail from the Epstein files. If they rigged the election and you know who did it, where is the handcuffs? But why would you stick this picture of Obama in this? You're trying to what? You got Joe Biden. If you got a problem with Joe Biden in the rigged election, why would you throw that out there? And this is something that I say is the sickness. The most sickest thing about America is the hatred for black people. That it doesn't matter who's in the administration. Joe Biden said You're not black unless you vote for him. You know what I mean? So we have it. These last two administrations, to me, have been two of the most embarrassing administrations when it came to the government, like in history, like the things that they were running. But Trump right now is embarrassing. I think that that's embarrassing to the country. I think that he was trying to prove a point, but yet tried to take a stab at Obama. You know what I mean? And I voted for Trump and Obama. I voted for Donald J. Trump and Barack Obama.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.
Okay, I don't know what that was, Andrew. But what I'm saying is, here we go. I don't like what I'm seeing at the moment because I think that people many times, I really thought that when Trump was able to get back in office in spite of what took place, him going to jail, becoming a felon, all of that. I mean, he rose above a lot of those obstacles. He had one of the greatest comeback stories in political history. I think so. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it's some issues that he has, and many times if he allowed this type of thing to go on his page, he allowed it to happen. I don't care how nobody try to slice it. And that's it. Like I said, I don't get triggered from somebody calling me anything. I talked about this yesterday before this even came out. My show yesterday was about how I believe that people are jealous, envious of blacks. So when they call me the N-word, that's what I get from it. I think that they're feeling inadequate within themselves. That's how I feel about it. I said that yesterday. But when I see things that's so broad that the world is watching and this happens, not only is it's embarrassing for his administration, this is embarrassing for those that work in the Trump administration. Not for black people. You know, we've been called worse. Joe Biden was embarrassing at certain points. His son had a whole computer full of stuff that was in there, crack, calling black people the N-word. Both of these administrations are two administrations that will go down in history as one of the muddiest, low-vibrating administrations in the country. And all of the administrations was horrible toward black. All of them. But these last two was crazy. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how y'all want to take it. I don't have selective outrage. This is trash. It's trash to me. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Valentine's Day is almost here, and Cousin Subs has the perfect sweet treat. Our limited-time chocolate strawberry shake mixes rich chocolate and sweet strawberry flavor into one creamy, indulgent sip. Share it on a date, or enjoy it just for you. But hurry, it's only available through February 15th. Order in store, online, or in the app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they can become. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, high expectations, and academic excellence starting at age 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because we believe every child can achieve greatness. And the best part is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com because Milwaukee College Prep is where brilliance begins. I had a conversation this week about food deserts. We had a conversation about food deserts this week, and it seems to be to the point where a lot of people are trying to come up with a way to try to, tackle that issue. But I'm rolling through the block. I'm rolling through the neighborhood. And all of a sudden I notice I see a liquor store. I see a clothing store. And I'm talking about multiple times. Sometimes 2 liquor stores every other block. I see clothing stores, chicken spots, hamburger joints. You see corner stores, gas stations. You see all of these different outlets when it comes to selling in the black community, but they got a problem with the grocery store. I wonder why. Think about it. If you go down the neighborhood, beauty stores, beauty supply stores. Sometimes you could see 2 or 3 beauty supply stores, just riding down Capitol or riding down one of the main streets. You could see chicken spots, 3 or 4 or 5 chicken spots in a certain mile, within a certain mile. You can see all of these different places where people can go and get this and that, but they have a problem where they're saying that we can't keep a grocery store in urban areas where the grocery stores are shutting down. Sometimes I wonder why. Why are we having trouble keeping a grocery store in the black community? Understand what I'm saying? If I could go right now and go grab me a bottle of liquor in any neighborhood, in any community, I can go grab me a chicken sandwich, I can grab me all of these other items. Churches, it's all kinds of stuff all over the community, but we struggling with the grocery store. Why do you think that? Why do you think that there's an issue with the grocery store, but there's not an issue with the shoe store? It's shoe stores all over the place. People selling shoes everywhere. It's making me raise an eyebrow, Truth Nation. Is this by design? We don't have a problem with no other store in the black community. We don't have a problem with no other store in the black community. And each store operates, and some of these stores been there for a long time. So either A, we don't like to buy groceries, which is a lie. We buy groceries. We cook. If you go to Walmart, it's packed, especially on the 1st and 15th. Why? It's just a question I'm throwing out there. Because what's bothering me the most about this is that they're acting like it's a problem that can't be resolved, that it's a huge problem that they got to go and have a think tank to try to create a grocery store in the black neighborhoods. Why do you feel that we got everything else in the black community? I haven't seen a few Chinese restaurants. We got all these, we got Mexican restaurants, we got Chinese restaurants. We got all of these different items where you can eat in the black community, but you ain't got fresh fruits and vegetables. Think about it. Somebody help me out. Somebody in the chat, help me out. Dimitri says corner stores, beauty supply stores, liquor stores, gas stations, chicken spots, and not a mention of churches. Wow. It's easier to get a shot of tequila than to get some fresh vegetables. That's all I'm saying. Josh in the chat says, because that money not circulating in our community, someone said it best, we buy what we want, but beg for what we need. Oh, wow. We buy what we want and beg for what we need. Oh, if that's the case, we in trouble. If that's the case, Josh, we in trouble. Because this is what I think. There's more money in when your health goes bad because you got to go to the doctor, you got to, get medication. I was talking about the dialysis centers, how there's more dialysis centers in the neighborhoods than grocery stores. So we become an account somewhere when you have bad health, and I think that's economics. I think that somebody's profiting from the fact that we don't have the grocery stores readily available. Who profits the most from us not having fresh fruits and vegetables? I'm just trying to let you know. I'm just trying to let you know what I'm seeing. Now y'all can draw your own conclusions to that. But I couldn't help but seeing all of the different shopping options in the black community. And several times it's multiple restaurants within a certain mile span. It's multiple liquor stores within a certain mile span. It's multiple other ideas, but you can't find one grocery store. Marvin Jenkins says, let's address the theft involved. Businesses are not in business to lose money. Grocery stores are no different. So you telling me they're not stealing out the liquor store? So you telling me they're not stealing out the corner store? So you telling me the beauty supply store got it down packed? You telling me they ain't snatching no wigs? They ain't grabbing a little extra out the beauty supply store? I'm just asking. Because we know theft is an issue. We know they out here stealing. It's people stealing. But I believe everybody got to deal with theft. I'm just tossing it out there. Because I think that many times when I see this, and now that we have it as the topic of conversation, I'm starting to raise an eyebrow, Truth Nation. I'm starting to raise an eyebrow. Hey, look, when we come back, we're at a Pop Culture Report. We got GP in studio. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
I caught an Uber in the evening, and my show comes on. The playback is at 6. It comes on. My show comes on at 6 to 9. The driver was Somalian, and I was just, in the back seat. And so he was listening to my show. And we was talking about what was going on in Minnesota.
What was his take?
No, he liked my show. He liked it. He liked my show. He didn't know it was me, though. He didn't know that the person that was on the radio was in his back seat. So what was funny was I was listening to me and listening to how he was listening to the show. And so I asked him, I said, you like that show? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that show.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m., live on YouTube and right here on 1017 The Truth.
Day 1, diagnosis day, the hardest day, the day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Everyone can stay calm for now as Giannis is still in Milwaukee. After the trade deadline on February 5th, the Bucks made moves that didn't include Giannis as offers didn't spark traction. Giannis via Instagram.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Giannis's caption said, "Legends don't chase, they attract." Bucks are back at home tonight against the Pacers at 7. In men's college basketball, Badger basketball takes on Indiana at home tomorrow morning at 11. Marquette faces Butler at home tomorrow at 1. And UWM is heading to Northern Kentucky for a matchup tomorrow evening at 4. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We can handle this situation two ways, the low way or the slow way. Let's go. Tory Lowe, Mr. 888, Mr. 5 points. Get it straight, Advocate, Tory Lowe. Let's go. It's the show.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. We got GP in the studio for the Pop Culture Report on this Friday.
What it do?
What's happening then?
How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful. It's Friday. Like, We got through another week.
It's been a good week. Giannis is still here.
And
they won 2 games straight. So
without Giannis,
things might be looking up. It might be a new leaf, or we might have turned over a new leaf here in Milwaukee so far.
You think you feeling the energy?
I'm feeling good. I wish we did a little more at the trade deadline, but so to speak, listen, we got the big dog. The big dog is still in the house, so I think we'll be all right.
Is he playing, though? Is he going to play? Is he going to get out there? If we go on like a 10-game winning streak, do you think that the big dog going to play?
I think you let him. Yeah, I think you let him rehab as long as you possibly can. I don't know if they're in a position where being in the play-in, at least, this is probably going to be a play-in team. They might end up somewhere in between, that kind of 7 to 10 or 7 to 11 spot. So I don't know. I think that Giannis is his own worst enemy at times. I think he will want to play because he's a competitor. He's a gamesman. He wants to go out there and prove that he is the best in the NBA.
Do we need to get rid of Doc Rivers to really turn this whole thing around?
As of yesterday, yeah. I'm talking about yesterday, the day before that, the week before that.
I'm just talking
the
because
month before that.
How do we have hope but we still got the same coach?
But that's the toughest part.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Yeah, when you see what they were doing with, the guys that they had on the roster necessarily. Again, Amir Coffey was someone that got traded. They traded Cole Anthony also. Obviously Ryan Rollins is back on his high horse. You also have KPJ back in the lineup. And so the pieces are there. The coach just has to maximize it. And so if they do rip off, a kind of winning streak and Giannis comes back and that's the problem, you can't figure out how to have your best player also play well with some of your role players, then the coach is obviously the problem. So I don't know. I don't want to call for someone's job. I just think that we have to start taking a harder look at who is the person leading this team and where he's positioning them, going forward into the future. So I don't know. But like I said,
look, all I'm saying is we didn't lose Giannis. And then he made a post on social media from Wolf on Wall Street.
Right.
And I love the Wolf on Wall Street. I watched that movie
That's
because
a great reference.
If you watch that movie, you can find little things how you can get scammed.
Right.
So that's why I watch it, so I can, I can track down scammers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, Giannis, when he made that post, does that mean he's going to be a Buck? Or are we going into the second half of this trade conversation and to the off season?
I don't know. I think that post was kind of a troll to Shams Charania. Obviously, he's the new, NBA insider now that Woj is working with St. Bonaventure. So Giannis likes to play those kind of games. There was a lot of things like he posted a picture with him at a Heat game or something like that a while ago, and people alluded to the fact that he might want to go to Miami, or he liked certain comments and kind of certain posts on Instagram. People read into a lot of things too much. I think we just need to enjoy the time that we have with him. Obviously, we know that he's under contract this season and next season as well, so they don't have to do anything immediately. He could also be a Buck again next year in 2027 season, and then they finally get something done at that deadline, or they trade him in the offseason again for when the picture's a little clearer. There are certain stars that ended up certain places, but they may not re-sign, and so other teams might have more flexibility to do something. The Bucks might have more to draw from or kind of to pull from other teams. But like I said, he's here now. We just need to focus on the immediate future. The East is still a weak conference right now. I don't think that anyone necessarily got super better at the deadline. I know the Cavs traded for James Harden, but he hasn't been known to play well in big moments. The Celtics are obviously still without their star. The Pacers are down. The 76ers are making an emergence, but they usually are a banged-up team. They have Paul George, who's on suspension. So there's a lot of factors at play. The Bucks still can't.
Paul George still in the league.
He's I think 25-game suspension for PEDs, right? Yeah.
Right. So he gotta have something extra.
He was still hooping
at this age. Yeah, I'm just saying.
He said
they saying Bron got a little extra going on for him to go into his 20th season.
They'll
you know
never
what I mean?
drug test that man. No.
I'm just saying.
He's the future of the league, or not the future, the face of the league right now. So.
That's allegedly.
Alleged. Yeah, we got to go on the record. That is alleged. But no, I think, again, the East it's up for grabs still. And so, again, obviously you still have the fact of being the team that comes out the Eastern Conference and having to deal with one of the big dogs out West. But you never know. There's a lot of room for improvement, and they still have a lot of time to turn the ship around.
Here we go. Do you turn the ship around without removing the head coach? And some people would throw the flag on the play with that. They would say, okay, we had a coach that was winning. Doc came in, and we haven't had a winning coach since.
It's tough. I think.
Do we blame Doc for this? When do Doc get the blame?
I mean, like I said,
I'm just saying, like at this point, we trades. Okay, all of this about the Milwaukee Bucks. When do people start saying, hey, look, we may need to move the head coach around?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about what have you done for me lately. Again, his record in playoff games since he's been the Bucks head coach, they are 3-8 in playoffs. And so they haven't advanced, correct me if I'm wrong, they haven't advanced to the second round since Doc Rivers has been the coach. And so at some point, again, if you're not maximizing the talent and you're not able to help this team go on a run or trade for the right pieces or put the right players on the court, the product is suffering, you are to blame. The thing is with getting rid of Doc, I believe Darvin Ham, who would be probably the assistant or associate head coach, people didn't like his tenure in, Los Angeles. And so how much better does it really get? If you come from the same tree, you're still going to have the same kind of principles and kind of same, philosophy.
Work ethic.
Yeah, the same philosophy that the head coach would have. So I don't know if there's an immediate improvement if we get rid of Doc anyways. You kind of got to, I don't want to say, dare I say, let him shoot himself in the foot. If this is a team, again, that either fails to make the playoffs or they get bounced in the first round again, then Doc Rivers.
How many times do we have to go through this every year? And they got a Doc, like I said the other day, he does a great job of explaining why they losing. I mean, but if you know why they losing, why don't you apply the strategy? That's all I'm saying. And this sounds like the political response. Every time we ask questions right here in the city of Milwaukee about why this and why that, we get the political response.
Well, he's media trained.
And so what I'm saying is we don't want that. We want somebody that's about that action. We need results. Giannis want results.
Absolutely.
I want results. The Bucks fans want championships.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
I'm just saying.
That's why you play the game.
I don't want excuses.
No, not at all. Again, you play 82 games.
And you got millions of dollars. This is not no little league. This is the big boy league.
They hooping for real,
You're supposed to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Like I said, we can hope, or no, we can kind of cry and moan all we want, again, about Doc Rivers being the problem. But again, he has to kind of basically shoot himself in the foot again, whether it's not maximizing things when Giannis comes back or, again, not putting the right players on the court. If the product suffers and they drop even further in the Eastern Conference standings, he'll be the first guy to go. He'll be the fall guy.
Do we got a chance to make it in the postseason?
Anybody has a chance once you get your foot in the door. Again,
here we go. Come on now.
If they finish 7 through 10,
look,
they have a chance to make the playoffs.
All I'm saying is, and then if you do make the playoffs, if you barely get in, is it legit? Like, I'm talking about like teams, they kind of fight their way in because that little tournament at the end. They add the play-in at the end.
Right.
So then these teams, I mean, are you really afraid of a play-in team? I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, you really got a chance coming in after you didn't play the playoffs to go into the playoffs?
There's like one or two teams that have made a run, but I mean, like I said, you got a chance. I think when we think about, again, how the Eastern Conference is doing, you have the Pistons who are at the top right now, and you have the Knicks. But the Knicks, again, were on a very bad losing streak, and so they have chinks in their armor also. Same thing with the Pistons. It's a young team that they haven't been there before. You talk about the Cavs. The Cavs, they don't really have an identity outside of Donovan Mitchell. They obviously traded for Harden. We don't know how Harden will work. We don't know how Mobley will work with that. We also don't know how Jared Allen fits into that. And so if the Bucks get in, I think it's a dangerous team. I wouldn't want to play Giannis in the opening round as a 2 seed or a 1 seed. So there's a lot of things to think about there. That's how I feel about it. I feel like they go on a run.
I believe that they let Giannis get his 30, let him get his, and shut everybody else down.
Exactly.
I believe that's the plan for Giannis. So if he don't get somebody in there that can score 27 points, somebody that can kind of throw that off balance, you can beat the Bucks.
Yeah, I think Rollins. We've seen Rollins improve
consistently.
Steadily. Yes, I'm saying, but as of late, again, Rollins.
I like his improvement. I like him.
He's great.
I like him too.
Yeah, and he's cheap. That's the main thing too. They can keep him on a cheap deal right now, but Kuzma, someone that.
And I already told you that's I don't like the way Kuzma is handling his role right now in Milwaukee. He's just playing basketball. We didn't bring you here to play basketball. We brought you here to give us at least 17 to 20 a night.
Yeah. And he's capable.
He's more than capable.
Yeah, I went to the Bulls game the other night. He had 30-something. I think Rollins had 20-something. And so the thing is, with Giannis off the court, why can't you kind of replicate that? Obviously, we know defenses are keying in on them, so there should be a lot more lanes, or there's a lot more space to drive into the lane, a lot more space for you to shoot threes, make the moves, and kind of get into the actions that you need to get into. And so the roster, as equipped, they have players that work well with Giannis. They just need to do it when Giannis is there on the floor.
Here we go.
I got faith, man. I still got faith.
I mean, I want to see the Bucks do well. You know what I mean? This is our team. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. But this frustration didn't just come out of nowhere. That's all I'm saying. All of the things that didn't happen in the last couple months, all of the controversy, it comes when you losing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it comes when you suck.
That's how the world works.
I mean, what we just went through the last couple months, It's because the Bucks suck at the time. Like, you don't get that when you winning in the regular season. We do well in the regular season. We got spoiled in the regular season. Now, we struggled getting into the playoffs after we won the championship.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when the regular season look bad, we not having that.
Yeah, it's no cause for hope. But again, you can kind of see,
especially not with a top 5 player.
Yeah,
we not having.
You can see the change happening though. Like for example,
but you from New York, so you don't. You gonna try to find a silver lining.
Nah, New York is
the
always
Knicks
sold out though. But
I'm just saying,
it's always gonna be controversy and turmoil when you have a star like Giannis in your
the Knicks
line.
ain't got a chance. The Knicks. It was a rumor that Giannis was gonna go over to the Knicks. You would have been happy with that.
You might not have seen me today. I might have still been celebrating. I might have been in Harlem with the Timbs on, and I might have been.
But what I'm saying is, we here in Milwaukee, we went through a period where the Bucks wasn't that good. It was off and on.
Yep.
Giannis turned all that around. When Giannis says he wants to continue to win championships, he's speaking our language. Like, we want him to be able to win championships, but it's the administration putting the product on the floor for him to compete for those championships. We don't just want to win. We just don't want to be good in the regular season. We want to try to challenge while we got one of the greatest players in the last, 10 years?
Maybe 100 years. I would even go as far as saying 100 years.
So what I'm saying is, why are we not taking advantage of that? Why are we not capitalizing on that?
It's just tough. I think, again, when you think of what it is to be a Bucks fan, for example, there are people who are still alive or were born in the time period when, again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when he departed from Milwaukee once he won them a championship. And so there were a lot of dark days. Obviously, you had a lot of stars and a lot of good players that played for this team. You had Ray Allen, you had Michael Redd. There were guys like Bogut. You had Brandon Jennings. Guys that people rallied around and that they loved, but they weren't able to succeed because the other pieces weren't put around them. And so a lot of people are afraid of that happening again. We don't want to go into the dark ages. So anything that Giannis needs, we should be at least trying to make it happen. I was very sad that they didn't get the Ja Morant trade done because I felt like his value was so low that they might have been able to get him for a steal, a couple players, and maybe a pick in 2030 or something like that. But you got to work with what you got. And so, again, Giannis is a gamesman. He'll come ready to compete every night when he is healthy.
Is he coming back on the floor?
They'd be insane to try and rest him.
Okay, so he's not. I don't believe that the media, if you try to rest Giannis the rest of this season, you thought the last couple months of this trade deadline was bad.
He would go crazy.
They have taken Giannis. You know what? And this is just me.
Okay.
I believe they have swapped Giannis and LeBron. Yeah, because you know how the mainstream media, they love to talk about LeBron. LeBron. It was all LeBron. Every day they talk about, in football, it's the Dallas Cowboys, and in basketball, it's LeBron.
Right.
I believe that now it's Giannis. Like, Giannis in the sweepstakes, they have switched the pattern, the algorithm for Giannis now.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to hear for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Giannis ideas, Giannis talks. This man can't even go. If he come on the court with a jeans and a shirt without, it's gonna be all of this. This is what they do. This is what the mainstream media do.
I mean,
they pick the hot stories that people gonna pay attention to, and then they fill in the rest. And Giannis right now is the hot story.
It's like the media, though, they're preparing again for LeBron's exit. We don't have an exact date or a season now, but you need someone else that's going to be that outspoken face of the league. And so, again, he's still at the peak of his career, already won numerous awards, won a championship. And so he's now becoming more outspoken because he knows that timeline is so short to begin with. And so anything that Giannis says now will be front page news because there's still the possibility of him leaving in the offseason. Again, if this blows up and they don't end up making at least the play-in or at least getting into the first round of the playoffs, you might see a completely different tone, for all fans and anyone else in the organization going into the summer.
Josh in the chat says, Ja Morant proved his point. No one wants to come to Milwaukee, only if they have to.
That's not wrong.
I mean,
that's right. I'm gonna say that's wrong. I think his value is just so in the tank because I don't want his character issues. I don't want to say he's a bad person. I don't want to say that there's anything that he's done that, would warrant him not getting an opportunity to prove himself anywhere. But you've seen it. The guns, there was a rumor that he punched a kid in the gym at free rec. Like, there's a lot of weird, confusing things that Ja Morant has done. And so you don't want to bring that into your organization. His value is at an all-time low. And so he might not even be in the NBA in a couple of years if he really keeps it up. But that's on him.
Well, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. We got GP in studio with the Pop Report.
Yes, sir.
Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
We feed the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it in one. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, three on the way, and he hit it! Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them, epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Case closed, who want all the smoke? Who want all the smoke? I was bred in the briar patch, tough skin 9 lungs, where the sun don't shine. We just circle where the lines run. Grandma had a rosary, Grandpa had a shotgun. I got both on the dash, holy steel for the outcome. First body dropped to 16, ain't talking no COD. I'm talking cold concrete, chalk art, mom's on her knees, reputation.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by GP. Hey, GP.
What it do?
Glorilla's sister is on a rampage right now.
Well, she got paid, so
even made TMZ. She on a rampage saying that her sister ain't, looking out for the family.
Yeah, so apparently this week, this probably kind of started 4 or 5 days ago, but Glorilla's sister, she goes by Victoria. I believe her name is Victoria Woods, but she went online on Facebook. Her Facebook name is Scarface Woods. And so she basically goes, I'll really go live and expose y'all favorite rapper. Same mom, same dad, 10 siblings. Y'all think she this upright person when she really not. Since she got on. I don't think that. And I'm consistently getting acknowledgement for her being her sister, but she not messing with Gloria Woods at all. Call my bluff. It's been 4 years, and the media hasn't seen your siblings. And don't say you're not protecting us because in Memphis, you talk about our struggles and you don't mess with us. And so basically, she kind of goes on about how Glorilla has been seen buying presents and kind of gifts for people in her life. I know there was a video online that circulated a while ago where she bought Yo Gotti, who is obviously, I want to say the A&R or the owner of the label that she's obviously signed underneath, but bought him at AMG along with kind of all these other lavish gifts that she's gotten. And so it kind of calls into a question about, is someone else's success your success also? Are you really warranted any kind of beneficiary or I guess benefits or kind of any kind of, payment for being around or being near someone that is successful?
Well, that's my question of the day. If you make it out, if you break the cycle, how much do you owe your family? Like, And that's the question. I mean, when we come in, I'm going to open up the lines. But this brings up a deeper conversation because she's saying that you didn't do nothing for your mama, which come to find out something, or I'm hearing that allegedly something did happen.
Right.
And allegedly this sister that's out here making all this noise was allegedly on a police complaint where she tried to shoot Glorilla, or it was a gun involved with Glorilla, between her and Glorilla. I seen the police report. I don't know if somebody made this up or not, but it looked like a legitimate police report. But what I'm saying is, it's family turmoil in the midst of this.
Yeah.
So is she jealous? Because sometimes everybody in the family think they're going to be the one to break the cycle. So when you actually the one to break the cycle, you may get some envy and jealousy. Could that be that?
I think when we talk about situations like this, number one, nobody in life is entitled or owed anything. The only thing that you can do is make the most of the 24 hours that you get until your time is up. And so Glorilla, obviously, I don't want to say that they came from a broken or a fractured home, but number one, we don't know what her...
She said they was eating the ketchup packages or something. They was sucking the, they was the condiments. They was opening up the condiments and
well, it's just
eating it like that.
Yeah, rats
they
and
were
roaches.
so poor. But what I'm saying is, how much do you owe, family members after you become successful?
I think anyone that's...
Because this is what this sounds like. You owe, what they call when you feel like you entitled. Entitled.
Yeah, entitlement.
Feel like, okay, you my sister. You need to give me something. Even if I had a situation with you before where we didn't get along or we didn't agree, you owe me.
Yeah, but it's tough.
Because we siblings.
But as people say, again, blood don't always make you family. Again, for me, for just speaking from my perspective, kind of, I have a lot of friends that aren't necessarily, kin to me, but I would give them the shirt off my back because I know they would do the same to me. They've supported me through some of the hardest times in my life. Not to say that they're owed anything like that, but when it comes to family, a lot of people always feel like they can ride your coattails in order to kind of stay relevant or kind of get on. And so we're seeing this, her sister, her true personality, because this would not have been a topic of conversation if Glorilla was actually handing over money hand and fist. But it's never enough. The notoriety is what really drives people crazy. When you're struggling day to day and you're not as famous or you're not as on as some of these other people, you wonder why it's not you or why this person really deserves all the blessings that came onto them.
I don't know how true this was, and this is what they were saying in some of the comments that people from Memphis was chiming in.
Yeah.
They saying that they got a whole struggle going on between the sister and Glorilla, and I guess it was a situation where she got robbed, and with the family, she said she took that robbery because she was Glorilla's sister. But then somebody was like, you set that up to rob the family. You had your friends come rob the family, and you acted like you didn't know what was going on. So I don't know how true this is, but that's that Memphis talk. People in Memphis know what's going on.
Yeah, they stay tapped in. They stay tapped in for sure. But again, when we talk about, Glorilla, we don't know what her relationship was with her mother or her father. There probably was a lot of trauma going on in that household. Again, it's very hard to have 9 siblings when you're scratching and clawing, trying to keep food in the fridge and keep clothes on your back. I could never imagine being so poor that you got to suck ketchup out of a packet in order to get some nourishment. But again, when we talk about her sister is, I don't want to say she's jealous or that she's angry, but you obviously haven't had things go your way in life. You haven't had the success or the notoriety that your sister has. And now you feel like you can kind of ride that coattail and kind of get on.
What I don't like is she went to the internet. She gonna get her 15 minutes of fame. She gonna reach out. Somebody gonna give her some money.
Tory Lanez did.
Yeah, I heard that you said Tory Lanez gave her some money.
Yeah, he sent her, I think, $2,500. He sent her $2,500.
Because that's the price she said that would make her go away, $2,500.
Yeah, she cheap. But
so how real was this? If it was $2,500, Glorilla making millions of dollars, right? All I'm saying is, for you to get on off the back of somebody else, to me, that's foul. Like you hate their success. You know that they're going to pay attention because everybody got haters. So you knew you was going to trigger the haters and come out and get you a little something. People going to start inviting her to go to club parties.
All that.
She going to get the appearance fee for a little bit. Understand what I'm saying? So this was a money grab to me.
Yeah, it's just tough. Again, when when you think about, again, someone trying to get on or someone trying to kind of use their coattails, the main thing that kind of really, really bothers me here is that when we think about Glorilla, for example, Glorilla is very talented artist, kind to all other people. She has to have a legit, real reason to have some type of gripe or whatever. And it's a story as old as time. There's, I don't want to say the golden child of the hood, but someone that persevered and kind of came up against all odds. And so everybody always throws that Hollywood word around and, oh, you forgot about us and you got bigger than us. Nobody that stays where they are due to the circumstances that they were obviously born with, you can always change what you have going on in your life. She's working, I don't want to say a dead-end job. I don't want to keep, kind of bashing on her, but she's comfortable where she is because she doesn't want to work to change her own situation. She thinks that Glorilla is supposed to come back and do everything and lift everybody's fingers and kind of pull them out of this, this hole that they built for themselves.
This is the same story that everybody who makes it off the block, they have this story where somebody in the family feels entitled, even if they didn't help, even if they didn't do anything to try to perpetuate the situation. They feel that since we are blood, and I know you owe me.
Yeah, and this reminds me, too, of, again, one of my favorite movies of all time, Paid in Full. And I know you know the scene where I think Sonny and Mitch, they're in the shop. And so Mitch walks in, pays his ties, he's talking to everybody. And so Sonny is like you're not going to break me off nothing or whatever. And he's like, I don't got no money. Or what he said, I'm broke, baby. Right. And so Sonny was feeling some kind of way because he felt that whatever he was doing, whether being around the kid or taking care of, his brother, that he felt old. He was jealous of the success and the notoriety and the love that he was getting when all the tragedies or all the kind of tough situations in life befell him. And so you should never blame anyone else for things that were out of their control. It's not their fault that you weren't able to get the job that you wanted, or you just got to work a little harder. Sometimes life just beats people down like that.
Finesse 2 times got online, and he was going through the same thing with his family ideas. All I'm saying is, my question of the day really is, if you make it, if you're the one in the family that make it, how much do you owe your family? How much do you owe them? I mean,
you can't put a cap on it.
I mean, I'm talking about, but each individual is different. Some people may feel, depending on what type of background they came from and what the contribution was, yeah, I do owe this person something. And some people may feel like, okay, nobody didn't help me, so I don't feel that way. It depends on how they was able to make it, how they made it.
It's just tough. A handout is never a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and we know that. Again, once somebody feels the empathy or the kind of respect or admiration for you in order to even give you or front you some kind of money with no circumstances, you're always going to feel like you can come back. And that's really when that kind of, that issue or that kind of hate and that loathe kind of comes from. I'm pretty sure Glorilla has bought her some type of car or paid her rent or something small or whatever, but you continually asking for favors, that's what creates that kind of distance between family members and anyone else in life.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's people on smaller levels that got a business and they ain't even made a profit, and folks want to get the hookup.
Hand out, want something
I'm just
free,
saying, it's like,
meal,
this is not just Glorilla's situation. This is a lot that happens. As soon as you get your foot in the door, here we come. Hey, I got a handout. And you may not even turn to real profit.
Yeah, it manifests itself in many ways. So, again, we'll see if they can work this out. But she already got a $2,500 from Tory, so we'll see how many other people get to the Brokey funds.
All right, well, thank you for that Pop Culture Report. Have a fun, safe weekend, GP.
You as well.
All right, Truth Nation, when we come back, we're going to open up the lines. Stay locked in. This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag @ToryLow_King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by Homer Blow and yours truly, Bailey Coleman. Celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruth.awards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. My question of the day: if you make it, if you break the generational curse, what do you owe your family? I want to know, what do you feel that you owe to your family? Whether you feel like you owe them something or not. I'm going to try to position the question to where if you feel like you owe your family, then why? And if you don't feel like you owe family members, then why? 833-212-1017. It's a lot of talk about this now that somebody from Glorilla's family, her sister, came out and spoke on her not being able to benefit from her success. Now, I'm going to bring it on a local level because a lot of y'all are successful. A lot of y'all have been able to break the generational curse. What did you feel that you had to owe your family? Or do you have a family member that you feel that owe you something? You might be the one that feel like, hey, he ain't tried to give back, or she ain't tried to give back. This don't always happen in the celebrity world. This happen, right? You get $5, they gonna want $1. I want to know. 833-212-1017. How much do you owe your family if you're able to break the generational curse or break the cycle or be somewhat successful on some kind of level? 833-212-1017. We got Charles on the line. How you doing, Charles?
I'm all right. Toy, how you doing?
Blessings, brother.
Understand you did. Well, what I'm saying is, first of all, if you're going to break a generation curse, it can't just be you. You know?
Right.
That's the first thing. It can't just be you. A generational curse means you breaking for the generation, not just you. Now, we got levels to everything, and we got the amount of money we all make into everything. So if you, my sisters and my brothers and my mama, you plugged. You know, and it might just be through mama. I might buy mama a big enough house so everybody can
go
there.
to mama house.
Yes.
Set up the headquarters.
If me and my sisters and my brothers got a relationship like that, and I really got that dust at the minimum, I'm buying you a crib, buy you a car, put a little money in the bank account for you, and I'm trying to start a business where I can get my family working. Cousins and aunties and that comes on a level of love that we already have. But if since we're talking about Gorilla ain't the average no more. She used to be average. She's above average now. She's not the got to worry about no money no more. You know what I'm saying?
At least for now. She hot.
No,
she hot right now. Yeah.
But she's been hot like everybody else that blew up. Every so many years we get that artist that blows up, male or female. You know, it started with Nicki.
Well, check this out. I knew when she made that gospel album, she had a fan base.
Yes.
She crossed into the church.
She crossed in because of them feelings. When you start getting that money and stuff, like she said, you know, I'm renovated, everything new. You know, we don't come from that. If your family got to question you, and it all depends on who it is, because it could be just publicity. I'm wondering if she got an album coming out, or something.
Oh, you think it's a publicity stunt?
It's getting a lot of attention, ain't it?
It is.
All publicity is good publicity.
Right, especially when you got an album coming out.
Yeah, so we know, you know, she's probably hitting that 10 million range now. You know, when it comes to your brothers and your sisters and your mother, it shouldn't be none. I don't care. If you remember, Shaq never knew his daddy really, and he said he would never do nothing for his daddy.
Right. He had a mentor. He had somebody that filled in his spot.
Yeah, but that mentor didn't give him them genes.
Right.
See, then you have Snoop. Said his daddy wasn't shit. But when he made his money, he called, excuse my language.
Oh, wow. Charles, thank you for tapping in. Pastor Unique? How you doing, Pastor Unique?
I'm here.
How you doing, Pastor Unique? Hey. If you break the generational curses, how much?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm sitting here with my husband riding through, and I'm just listening to all of this, and I'm really thankful, you know, what you're doing for the publicity. But as far as that, I prayed on that, brother, and what God let me know is we got to do the right thing by our loved ones. See, this is biblical.
Right.
The situation is we are accountable for ourselves, but we are accountable for our families because we're not supposed to be in debt and owe. But the thing is, if you had a rough background like I have too, and I understand I did some research on Glorilla, God is dealing with me personally. She should help. Right. That's what he said to me in my spirit, that she should help because that is her family. Are we entitled, though, is your question? No. Yes, we are not entitled to get them out of debt. If they were never there for us and they caused us to be in the debt, she went through a 60-day fast. So that is her success. Now, as far as helping the family, and she is biblical, too. She knows about Christ. She speaks on that. Her mother named her, what is that, Glorilla, Hallelujah, Glorilla, whatever. But you have to understand her whole name, Gloria. So, yes, she should help, but is she entitled? No. Right. That's biblical. 1 Corinthians 7.
Okay.
And they need to repent for that. Does she need to repent? You don't leave your family struggling, but you do help with what you can help with. And you have to pray on that, and she knows that because she's a manifestor and a prayer believer, and she's a tither. So she should know that.
To give. Hey, all right, Pastor Unique. Tapping in, 833-212-1017. Sharina. How you doing, Sharina?
Hey, sorry, it's Tarina. But
Tarina, how you doing, Tarina?
Good. I want to speak on the Glorilla situation. How I feel about it is this: she not entitled to do nothing more than what she already done. I could speak and say if it was me. Well, it's 10 of them. Say she got $100,000. Everybody expecting 10. She broke. She from what the other siblings say and what the mama say, she gave everybody a little something when she got her, big money or whatever the case is. and y'all broke again. Y'all clearly don't know what to do with the money. Why is she responsible to keep replenishing? Yeah, why she got to keep replenishing everybody? That don't make sense. But ultimately, they struggled their whole life. The mama got poor money management. So that trickled down? Why is she responsible to continue to do for everybody and ultimately end up broke? Because you can't help everybody if you got this little bit of amount, and she also still in a contract. She got to work through that contract. Why is she breaking her back while everybody else sitting down not doing nothing, and then still got to help her replenish for everybody else? That ain't right. That's not right. That ain't right.
So you don't believe that they're entitled to the money, that they should be happy or should have used what they got from her to create something?
Correct. They're not entitled to nothing that she got, and she's not obligated to take care of them.
All right. Hey, that's legit. You know, that's why I said I leave it open on both ends. Do you feel like if you get out of poverty, do you owe your family members something? And I always say it depends on your situation, like your perspective. Andrew, you come from a different background. If you blow up, do you feel like you owe your family anything?
We talked about this a little off air, Tori. I said that when I was younger, probably, mom and dad driving me to baseball practice, everything else like that, I probably would break them off a little. But now they're a little older. They got their stuff figured out. I got my stuff figured out. I probably help my siblings, but my parents, maybe a good dinner.
So you'll help the siblings and take the parents out to dinner because they straight?
I think so. And I think my parents would want that too. I think they'd be more focused on how can you help your younger siblings and how can you help us?
Well, I'll say this. I believe that many times when you break the generational curse, you got to leave something for everybody else, like a gate that they can cross into. Now, I don't believe that you should just hand them money without structure. I believe if you start a business, like somebody said, maybe open up a daycare, maybe open up some businesses, and then when you do give them the money, they can have a business to work. If you teach them how to fish, they'll learn how to eat. But if you give them the fish, they'll always have to keep coming back to get the fish. So I believe that if you're in a space to set up resources for them to actually maintain, no matter what, no matter if you on top or if you fall off, then you can always fall back on what they were able to help maintain, do your finances. It's kind of like an investment almost. You got to invest. 833-212-1017. That's the question of the day. What do you feel you owe your family if you make it, if you break the cycles, if you break the curses, if you the one in the family that's holding the purse? How would you manage it? How would you put it together? Or would you say, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Join us March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, where you can bowl with your favorite WTMJ hosts. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to get more information on how you can be part of our latest WTMJ Cares event.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. and you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I made peace with self, now I'm healed and ready. Illuminating from within, I'm prepared and ready. Got my boots strapped, locked and loaded, ready for war. About to take back the corners and grocery stores. Time to say the day I got the cap with a hole in it. Straight out the project, so you know I'm a menace. I've been hit the block hard, non-stop till we finish. I'm the cure for the crisis, black, about that and righteous. Let's go! For the children! Here I come to save the day. No more excuses.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. You can call in and answer the question of the day, or you can go to the chat and take the poll in the chat. But I want to get into this story. Facial recognition. Milwaukee PD, they're proposing to have the facial recognition. It faced public opposition. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. I want to go and take a look at what they have presented as far as this facial recognition proposal. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
Yeah, guys. Well, the chief is still speaking right now. The FPC and community members here, they were expecting to hear a draft policy on the implementation of FRT here in the city of Milwaukee, but there is no draft policy at this point. The chief said that's still being communicated, and they're still working through some things and hearing the community's input. Now, this came after 3 hours of public comment, people speaking out against FRT and opposing it for the most part. To be clear, Milwaukee Police has already admitted to using FRT with other agencies to identify suspects and solve crimes in the past. So what's being discussed now is that trade-off pitched by the data company Biometrica. The department says the tech will be used to help investigators solve crimes. The company that owns the tech will then take MPD's data to store it in its own database. But the majority of people here tonight weighing in with public comment don't want it. Some cited studies that say the tech has high misidentification rates among people of color. They're also worried about potential misuse of the tech by other agencies with access to the database.
All right. Well, I'll say this. If you look at the room, it wasn't no brothers up. It wasn't a lot of brothers up in there. If you look at the video that I just seen, I didn't see a lot of brothers in there. I don't see a lot of people that will probably be negatively affected by the facial recognition system. It was a crowd that was mostly non-brother-like. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is we are watching something take place in this last year where they have a pilot program where they got drones now, and they said it was mostly from the 7th district. Now they're presenting facial recognition. They already said they already use facial recognition in other ways. But if you look at the video, look at this. Pause it right there. Look at this. Look at this video. Somebody look at this. Where the hood at? What DMX say? Where the hood at? I mean,
Somebody come and look at this.
You know, when we talk about facial recognition, you know, we already feel like they got our faces from Facebook. You know, what are you trying to do? Well, when you see a bunch of people, when the room look like this, that's when you need to be asking questions. I keep telling people, look, we got these data centers. We got 33 data centers in Milwaukee, and it was no uprising. But as soon as it hit the suburbs, you got white women getting arrested and protesting because they don't want it. But we already got it. Nobody said nothing. So these people may know something that we don't know or we not paying attention to. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, hey, I just wanted to, just in case y'all didn't understand what was going on, they trying to get facial recognition and stuff out here going on in the streets. And you know how when the police get certain tools, they usually guinea pig it out on the north side, on the poverty communities, on the communities that are disenfranchised, I'll say that. Also, what's going on is I saw that where Milwaukee, they got a new gun violence prevention initiative that they're trying to introduce for, I guess, just in time for 2026. Milwaukee Gun Violence Prevention Initiative introduced. We got some video on that. Let's see what they talking about. If you're watching this, we broadcast live, we got video.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shoot that. This press conference started out in an unconventional way.
Keep playing crazy. This is an episode that plays far too many times.
She didn't have nothing to do with it. A skit to show the devastation after a loved one dies to gun violence.
In 2025, there was 142 homicides that was reported. I can't tell you how many visuals, funerals that I've been through.
Monty Mabra's brother, LaTroy Harris, was shot and killed in December outside a Milwaukee bar. Prosecutors charged Antonio Brown in connection to the shooting. There's a warrant out for his arrest.
But I don't think anyone knew that there was a $25,000 reward for information leading to his arrest.
Mabra announced a gun violence prevention initiative in his brother's honor. It's called I Will Not Die to Gun Violence, the LaTroy Harris Initiative. It's a 10-week program designed for people involved in gun-related cases, similar to a gun violence awareness group. It's intended to be a court-ordered requirement, referral option, or alternative to revocation.
I'm hoping that we're able to get referrals and resources.
Mabra says his family is still seeking justice, but with this program, his brother's name will live on.
Why not? Why not? I mean, I think that a lot of people don't understand until they pull the trigger, the devastation that they're causing families. Why not have a program where young people that are getting caught up in a lot of these violent acts, they have to do this 10-week situation? I'm not against this one. And whatever. I mean, I understand what he's trying to do. And like I said, we even had Scare Straight going on for a while, where the people that was in jail was meeting the kids. And all I'm saying is it didn't get no better. I mean, things didn't improve. It Scared Straight. Now, for some kids, for the good kids who ain't, I mean, all the kids ain't bad, first of all. All the kids ain't planning on being involved in gun violence. I was just out of school today. These kids are doing great. They just had their MAP testing. They not dealing with the community in that way. They're trying to go the education route. They're trying to find out who they are and try to find their place in society. But then you do got this batch of kids that, you know, they have issues. And so if we can get them early, I like this preventative strategy. I like that they have to go and attend a 10-week course that can teach them the pain that they may cause by pulling the trigger. Now, I'll say this. What if they miss a day? Like, what if they don't want to participate? See, this is what I'm seeing in a lot of these programs, to where it's a lot of programs out here, but what happens when the kid says, I'm not coming? What you gonna do? I mean, what is the penalty? What is the price of that? Okay, if they don't have a penalty for not showing up, then I'm not coming. Okay, I don't care how good your program is. If kids ain't, it's like dealing with an alcoholic. If they got a problem until they come for the help, you might be pulling tooth and nail for them to get the help. So this is why when I talk about these programs, it sounds powerful. But let's say I'm a bad kid. I got this rotten attitude, and I just don't want to show up today. I'm gonna miss 3 days. What's gonna happen? Okay, now you sound like my mama. You need to come here. You need to come to this course. Now you sound like people in my family that's trying to get me on the right track, and I ain't even listening to them. That's all. Once we can figure that out, maybe a lot of these programs can work a little bit better. But until then, it's plenty of programs. Milwaukee got plenty of programs. That's the one thing we got a lot of people that got programs for these kids. The problem is the kids don't have to go, just like school. School is a program. Okay, well, what do you do when your kids say, I don't want to go to school? I had to deal with plenty mothers that have come to me for help because once the child hit the streets and got involved in that lane, it was harder for them to control. This is why you need a solid village and you need some discipline, because I see a lot of these ideas don't have a real disciplinary strategy around, where the child gets to the point where the mother can overpower the mother, or the girl feel like the mother's her friend now. Like they've been, buddy, hanging out, watching movies late, what I call a buddy parent strategy. But then when they start to become the adult, they don't respect you. Because trust me, back in the day, it was discipline. I didn't agree with everything what my granddaddy was saying or doing. But I respected my granddaddy as the person that if he said if he told me to do something, I had to listen, because if you didn't do it, something was going to happen. Everybody needs somebody in the family that, hey, look, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And they don't talk back to them, because they might get disciplined for it. And I don't know how people choose to discipline their kids, or everybody got these different ideas. But if you don't have a strong disciplinary foundation, eventually these kids gonna break free and try. The streets may have more discipline than you, so you want to make sure that your discipline is strong enough for them to beat what they see out here in the streets. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're gonna have more conversations. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Erie Insurance.
Find a local agent at erieinsurance.com.
Severe flooding from hurricanes and other serious storms frequently damage cars. However, some of these flooded vehicles will end up back on car lots or for sale online, with no indication they were submerged in floodwaters. If you are in the market for a used vehicle, make sure you are buying from a reputable dealership and use the National Insurance Crime Bureau's free online VIN check service to help verify the car's history. If you suspect fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We are rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruthAwards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Everyone can stay calm for now as Giannis is still in Milwaukee. After the trade deadline on February 5th, the Bucks made moves that didn't include Giannis as offers didn't spark traction. Giannis via Instagram.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Giannis's caption said, "Legends don't chase, they attract." Bucks are back at home tonight against the Pacers at 7. In men's college basketball, Badger basketball takes on Indiana at home tomorrow morning at 11. Marquette faces Butler at home tomorrow at 1. And UWM is heading to Northern Kentucky for a matchup tomorrow evening at 4. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Trying to convince yourself that I'm still the one you fear. You had a dream, it woke you up in the night. Tears in your eyes, feeling like I'm out of sight.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Question of the day: if you break them generational curses, if you get wealthy, what do you owe to your family? Do you owe your family? Have you been confronted? Hey, look, you got some money now. It's time to spread the wealth with the family. 833-212-1017. Once again, there's a story out here with Glorilla and her family. They saying that, her sister saying, look, you got to spread some of that money down to the family. But now we seeing all kinds of things about the situation, and I'm just sitting back watching because I don't know. But I know I see it on the local level. I don't know all that Memphis stuff that go on in Memphis. A lot of Memphis people weighing in because they've been following this story. Once you get famous in your city, everybody in your city know everything about you. Or they try to dig it up, or, they kind of know or heard some things. But I do know that when people do break the boundaries of poverty, it does come with its issues. And family turmoil may be something that you have to deal with. 833-212-1017. Andrew?
It depends on how they ask too, Tori. Like, if my brother's saying, like, you owe me money, okay, that's different. If he's saying, like, hey, man, congrats on all your success, like, let's go to Cancun, a little different.
Well, I'll say this. If you should definitely have a conversation with your loved one before you run to the internet. I'll say that. Because once you run to the internet and you put somebody on the defense, you may not get nothing. You may not get a dime because you didn't felt like you had to go and try to put it out there for the public, and you really didn't have a real conversation with the person, but maybe that person was ducking you. I don't know. Maybe you felt like crying out on the internet was the only way you was going to get a response. But if you are somebody that, you know, kind of was able to rise above the circumstances and you gave to your family, call in 833-212-1017. If you rose above the circumstances and nobody helped you and they coming with their hand out, that's another situation. Maybe they didn't believe in your dream. Maybe you was telling them to come with you and they was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. You know, I'm gonna go do this. Maybe they didn't share. Maybe you was putting your business out there and they didn't share your post on Facebook. Maybe they didn't support you, but then when it popped off, now they want their portion. They feel like that you owe them a portion.
I used to be so upset about that, Tori, when I was in like college and stuff. I'd post the podcast link and like none of my friends, none of my family would share it. I said, it's just one button. You just have to hit share on Facebook and you can get me popular. What are we doing, you know?
Well, I'll say this. It's a lot of times where people, they don't support, but everybody want to come to the party. But nobody wants to come to do the work. I always said that. A lot of people, they not workers. They just want to have fun and enjoy themselves. So when you talk about work, sometimes they may downplay what you're saying. But if you talk about, hey, let's go over here to this and go grab something to eat, or let's go and have some fun over here, oh, they all in. 833-212-1017 if you got a situation where you may be the one that's begging the loved one for some cash. You might be the one that think that you got slighted. You can remain anonymous. 833-212-1017. Just don't say nothing. Don't try to slander nobody on the show now. We ain't trying to slander nobody. I'm just talking about the situation. 833-212-1017. But it is a story that I want to get to. We got somebody on the lines. Okay, here we go. We got Eddie on the lines.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
How you doing, Eddie?
Good day, Tori Lowe. Happy Friday.
Happy
Good day.
Friday.
How are you? Tori, I can totally relate to Godzilla, whatever her name is. And, I was a regular guy. I was a generous guy, bouncing my way around Milwaukee, painting houses, chasing women, just poking the bear is what I do. I like to poke the bear. I'm the kind of guy who'd walk up to a beehive and just smack it with a stick. That's what I'm about, Tori. Just causing a little havoc. I didn't know that.
People can take that a lot of ways, Eddie.
Let them take it any way they want. But I do want to say I can relate. When I was a regular guy, people said, Eddie, you're smart, funny, witty, articulate, athletic, you're an academic, you're good looking, you've got great hair. Sure, all these 43 things are true about you. But until I became a celebrity on your show, the Tori Lowe Show, all of a sudden, people start popping up out of the woodwork, right? I got a third cousin from Utah I never even knew about, Tori. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, my cousin Eddie, he's on the Tori Lowe Show.
What?
Right?
Did the show, they listen to the show in Utah?
I think, Tori, anybody can listen to the Tori Lowe Show on the Truth Podcast. Just download it. It's easy enough to do. And just tune in every day from 1 to 4. The Tori Lowe Show, 101.7.
Thanks for the plug,
Truth
Eddie.
FM. Yeah, not a problem. So I'm saying I've experienced this firsthand. Like I said, I was a regular guy popping around, womanizing, causing trouble, poking the bear. And then as soon as I became kind of a celebrity from the show, guess what? Like I said, the Mormons are popping out on me, right?
What you mean the Mormons is popping out on you? What you talking about?
I'm saying that I never knew.
They trying to get you to follow Joseph Smith or what?
No, they're saying we're cousins. You're like my third or fourth cousin. Because, they're into the genealogy thing, right? So all of a sudden, before the Tori Lowe Show, I barely knew any Mormons. Okay, all of a sudden, I get a celebrity status from your show, and I've got Mormon cousins from Southern Utah.
I'm really not really believing a half of this, Eddie. But if it's a third of this is true,
should we call Marty?
If it's a
should we call Marty?
If it's a third of this is true, salute to my followers in Utah that listen to the show. That's salute to Marty.
I have brought you a lot of listeners.
Here we go.
Okay. All right?
Here we go.
I don't get enough credit for it, Tori. I still don't get a paycheck. I don't get a parking space. I don't have a lanyard. I'm the only white guy. Right? The only white guy.
Wait, Eddie, before you go, hold on. Eddie, before you go, don't you know that when you use that paint roller, that a black man invented the paint roller?
I don't believe you.
Hey, go look it up.
Believe
How
you.
do you start a company?
Okay, I'm going to Google it.
Google it. And no, you got to think of black man for your painting company because you use rollers all the time.
I know. Built the pyramids, the first Indians.
No, I'm talking about the paint roller. Don't get off the subject. I'm talking about the paint roller. Go look it up.
I'm going to Google it right now. I'm going to Google it right now.
All right.
Bye, Tori.
All right, Eddie. Got him. Hey, look, we're going to take an early break after you. Hopefully he look it up. The black man invented the paint roller. And he's using the paint as he got a whole business using that paint roller. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay like this.
Don't touch that dial. The Tori Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
I love the exercise classes here at the Senior Center.
Me too. I'm trying to eat healthier too, but it's expensive these days.
I know, and that's why I use benefitscheckup.org. I learned I can get help paying for groceries.
Benefitscheckup.org?
Yes, benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging.
For free? I'm going to benefitscheckup.org today.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This the Tori Lowe Show, this the Tori Lowe Show. You gotta tune in. You gotta tune in. Yeah. It's the Tori Lowe Show.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe Show. We got a story that we put on the show today when we talked about the Milwaukee Gun Violence Prevention Initiative. We got Monty. We got Monty on the lines. He's involved with that program. He's calling in. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Hey, God bless you. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Long time no hear from.
Yeah, you had to play. You came in on the show because you was doing a play about gun violence.
Yes.
So that was powerful. How did the play go?
The play went great. It went 2 days. There was not an empty seat for 2 days.
Mm-hmm. And so it was well received. When I seen you doing this initiative, I'm excited about the 12-week situation because sometimes these people, when they pull the trigger, they don't understand the cause and effect or the pain that they cause families.
They have no idea. Hello?
Yeah. Okay. So explain your program and what is it about? What does it do?
Okay. Actually, it's based off of 3 questions. It's 10 weeks, 20 sessions. And the first question is, what is the expiration date on revenge, vengeance, or get back?
Okay.
And then the second question is, if you've seen someone changing their life, would you still have to have your get back? And then the third question is, if you were changing your life, would you want them to go by the street code and take you out, or would you want grace?
And these are things that you walk them through mentally.
We walk them through mentally. We take them through all of the process. Mm-hmm. So it's 10 weeks. The program is 10 weeks, and we go from week number 1, which is the first week is identity and survival and safety. Week number 2 is experience, loss, and emotions. Week 3 is family, friends, and influence. Mm-hmm. Week number 4 is exposure and trauma. Week number 5 is consequences and accountability. Then week 6, we receive a visit from the Milwaukee Police and the Homicide Unit. Questions and answers. Week number 7, we receive visits from first responders, the fire department, paramedics, and that's question and answer. Week 8 is a visit from the emergency and trauma unit, doctors and nurses, and that's a question and answer. And then week number 9, we do a mock funeral, where they go into the funeral home, they plan the funeral, they witness someone that they love or someone that they were either the victim or the victimizer. So they can see the cause, effect, feel the grief. And then week 10, we follow through with the mock trial, where they're placed in handcuffs and shackles and placed on a bus and drove into a correctional facility so they can see the consequences behind their actions.
Now I like the program. I mean, how do you get where are you getting the kids from? Are these kids that are working their way through the system? Are these kids that mothers saying, "Hey, look, how do you get them in the program?" Which is fine because I know that they have kids in the juvenile. It's plenty of kids that need to go through this program. But if they say, "Okay, I don't want to go through the 10-week program," are these kids on some type of court system idea that keeps them in the program to go through the 10 weeks? Or if they say, "Okay, I'm going to stop at week 2, I don't want to come back." Is there any kind of idea to why that they would stick throughout the 10 weeks that are court related, or how do you get them to work their way through the 10-week course?
Well, the course is for adults and juveniles, and the reason being is because
your phone chopping up. Something going on with your phone. Your phone is going in and out. Well, maybe we have to get you to come back into the station because your phone is messing up. We'll schedule to come in like next week to talk about it. Yeah, his phone is messing up. I didn't want him to try to explain and have it. We'll have him in next week. Definitely, I love the program, and I definitely want to know how people can actually benefit from the program and how we could get the kids that really need to be in this program to get involved. So that is my goal. I want to help out with that if I can, because anytime we can do something to get education, many times be ahead of the curve. This seems like something that is ahead of the curve, and if we can get them in this situation, my problem is when I talk to most kids in this mental mind state, they don't want to. The good kids usually participate in a lot of this, but a lot of the kids that really need to hear this message, we got to get them in there. We got to get them in there. We got to make sure that they know that they are cared about, and they got to be concerned about their actions. And I like that program. Let's see if we can get them in there. Did you get his information, Andrew, to make sure that we can set up a time to? Yeah, but we needed to get his information to get him back on the show because
he's gonna have to call back, Tori.
Oh well, call back, and then we can get the information. Let's get him in the studio so he can have a clear communication. We got Mr. Wiggles on the line. How you doing, Wiggles?
What's good, sir? How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, as far as the Glorilla go, you got to understand when it comes with family and money. You can give your family a lot, they still like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So for one, they didn't work for it. That's just like giving somebody a brand new car. They'll slam the door, but go and get a cheap car for $1,500. You better not slam that door. So I feel like, how much do you supposed to give before you get broke? Remember what the quarterback said, Jason Wilson or whatever his name was. He said he spent $400,000 a month on his family.
Oh wow!
It's not. You can't. It's like I said. You can't help everybody. And then for her to get on there and say $2,500, I think she tried to say $25,000, but that just tell you they really came from the slum.
Wow! Right. That's what I'm saying. Like $2,500. Like to me, yeah. You might be right. She might have mispronounced what she was trying to say. But why would you do that?
It didn't make $2,500. But like I said, you got to get clout off somebody's name. We've been through this stuff before. Where if you're a bigger thing, people will sell your secrets for $10,000.
To TMZ.
They ain't got their own secrets. They ain't got their own secrets though. But they'll tell your secrets for $10,000 because nobody don't care about them. All she did was made herself a little bit irrelevant. But you ain't really made Glow. You just gave Glow more sales and more attention because now it's on TMZ. It's you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it was the wrong way to go about it. But at the same time, like the young man said that was on your GP or whatever, he said that everybody got their 24 hours. It don't seem like she's slow. She should have get out and get her own money. A lot of people waste a lot of time waiting on somebody else's money instead of getting their own and talking about what they owe. There's too much entitlement going on. Hold on, man. Somebody's stealing, man. I got to go, man. Mr. Wiggles, man. I got to go, man.
All right. Oh, wow. All right. We got Al on the lines. How you doing now?
I'm doing fine. With this Glorilla situation, she's not obligated to give her one freaking dime. Just only thing Glorilla got to do is make sure her mama and daddy is okay. But see, black people have this thing because you're successful, you got to take care of everybody. I'm here to give you a newsflash. Absolutely not. Her sister is a woman, okay? She can get it. She better give up some of that mouth, some of that booty, some of that for JJ. Okay.
No way. Wow.
Why should her sister set her straight when she got the free will to set her straight? You see what I'm saying?
Get it herself.
Because
get it out the mud.
You don't even got to get it out the mud. Just go get it. Because see, if you give something to somebody, you're hindering them. Now they're gonna become a habit, and if they don't know how to get it, they ain't gonna know how to keep it. They're gonna lose it,
Right.
and then they're gonna come back and ask you for some more, like some of these family members. I wouldn't give her nothing. I'd give her a condom and some makeup.
Oh wow!
Tell her go find one of these tenderonis, and maybe you can get a ring on it. But yelling and screaming about somebody, Glorilla getting hers. She's getting her. She paved her way. That's why she's messing with a football player. Maybe put
basketball
away
player,
that dildo. Yeah, put away that dildo. Put you on some thongs, some high heels, some MAC makeup, feather eyelashes, and 50-inch hair down to that sugar honey iced tea box and make it happen. Or if not, you're going to have some many, many lonely nights and cold mattresses. Then that's it. Have a good day.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Well, Monty is outside the window. Monty is actually he's outside the window. Maybe we can get him in at 3:00. You think we can send him upstairs or what? It's up to Andrew. It's up to you. You know, you got to program the guests now, and DJ Brother Z. I mean, y'all got to work that out.
We'll try to get Monty next week.
Okay, well, he right there, so somebody need to go out there and try to tell him that. Hey, look, when we come back, I guess we're going to run the break. When we come back, the question of the day, Truth Nation, if you break the generational curse, if you get on, what they say, they put me on, what do you owe the family? 833-212-1017. When we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Lucian H. Palmer may not be a household name, but his impact on Wisconsin politics is historic. Born in Huntsville, Alabama, Palmer moved to Wisconsin, where he managed the Lakeside Resort in Milwaukee. In 1906, Palmer made a bold decision to run for elected office, challenging a sitting incumbent in one of the wealthiest districts in the state. Against the odds, he won, becoming the first black man ever elected to the Wisconsin state legislature. Palmer's courage opened doors for generations to come, and in recognition of his legacy, the Wisconsin Assembly honored him with a resolution on February 27, 1923. Thank you to Lucian H. Palmer for stepping up to lead during a time of segregation. You are a true trailblazing pioneer, and your legacy will live on forever.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Low, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Low from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Low. Tory Low Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Low Show. And Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, celebrating individuals making a real difference in the community. Tickets are on sale now. Do not wait. Look, let me tell you something. Go to 1017thetruthAwards.com to buy your tickets. That's 1017thetruthAwards.com to buy your tickets today. The Truth Community Awards is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Office, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Come out this February 20th and celebrate those in the community that are on the front lines doing that work. I cannot wait to see Truth Nation outside. Y'all already know how we get down. That $20 that you pay to get in the community awards, you get free food, you get to hang out with the Truth family. It's going to be a lot going on for everybody involved. You know how we get down. Y'all already know what happened last year. It was powerful, but this year it's going to be even more powerful. It's going to be right here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Y'all get food, drinks, hanging out, celebration. Powerful, all for 20. All for the 20 twin. Let's get it. I'm excited. I am so excited about this year's awards, and those that have been nominated. Once again, go to Truth at 1017thetruthAwards.com. Get them tickets, because we're going to be outside. We're going to be definitely in the building. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see. I love it when I see Truth Nation outside. It's the beginning of the year. We got a lot of events planned for the year. Hey, we got the cleanup coming up. We got the Walk Against Violence coming up. We got so many different things going on this year. I cannot wait to get active in 2026. Also, February 11th is that's when I started advocating in the community. It'll be my 17th year, February 11th. And I got a big announcement to make. February 11th, this February 11th, I'll be making my huge announcement. So, once again, 17 years straight, Andrew, dealing with the community. I'm talking about the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the extremely ugly.
I can't believe it, man.
I can't believe it. I can't, sometimes when I look back, I don't even see how I got through it all. Just knowing that, when you feel in your heart that your purpose is what it is. And to see all the changes that took place over the last 17 years, now everywhere I go, everybody an advocate. That's powerful. I remember when I first started out, it wasn't looking like this. But I'm excited because you can't be upset with people trying to help. And I don't. I actually try to help. I go around and help everybody. As soon as somebody needs some help, I don't care who it is. I done help some of everybody from the top to the bottom. If they got a plan and they trying to work it out, we going to try to see how we can make it work. Why? Because we're trying to advocate. We're trying to make things better. We're trying to turn around what we see that's not working right. And that's going to take everybody. Everybody do a little. Ain't nobody got to do a lot. But let me get back to this list. And if you want to answer the question of the day, how much do you owe your family if you make it big? if you get out the hood, if you got it out the mud, do you owe family members and friends, do you owe them something for your success? Either way, 833-212-1017. Salute to everybody that already called in to have the discussion on the question of the day. Or you can talk about whatever we talk about on the show today. It's all open. It's Friday. But I want to talk about this. I seen this story. It's about the Epstein files. A Milwaukee recruiter tried to find an assistant. This is what they saying that the emails show. A Milwaukee recruiter tried to find assistant. And this is in the Epstein files. Somebody right here in the city of Milwaukee. I don't know how deep it went. Because you know them Epstein files, all these files out here, ain't nobody went to jail. So I don't even know if this recruiter going to jail, but we got a video if you watch this rebroadcast live. Let's listen.
Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process.
The U.S. Justice Department's library of Epstein files is now contained in a searchable database, and the name Peter Mahler yields nearly 400 results. He is the owner of a high-end Milwaukee staffing agency and real estate firm. In March of 2013, Epstein hired Mahler to recruit people for a variety of positions on his staff, including Epstein's own personal assistant. The two men met in person in June 2013. Over the next 2 months, Mahler fed Epstein a series of female candidates. Epstein would interview each one himself, but candidates were told his name was Mr. Stone. By 2013, Epstein was already a convicted sex offender and had been accused by more than 24 girls and young women of sexual misconduct. The emails show Epstein didn't just want a female assistant, he preferred someone Asian. But each time Mahler delivered a candidate, Epstein shot them down, describing one as a 5, another not better than a 3, and another as a 0, not even a 1. By the end of July, Epstein told Mahler it wasn't working out and he wanted to part ways. But Mahler said he refused to break up. 2 weeks later, he offered up a woman he described as having education and breeding and said she presents well. When Mahler told Epstein he'd been hospitalized, Epstein told him, "Don't die before I find someone." And Mahler replied, "Count on me living and staffing all of your homes." Ultimately, Epstein stopped responding to Mahler's emails and went to someone else looking for a Chinese assistant.
Oh, wow. Well, he didn't tell him exactly what he was looking for, but he was giving him hints. Hey, she's ugly, you know, and I guess he really, I can't blame this guy because he didn't know what Epstein was looking for. I mean, and if he did, he needs to come forward and really explain. But from the sounds of it, he was just kind of doop-de-doo, like he had got a client, and he probably didn't do any investigation. Now, if he knew more than, maybe, this is just me saying this, maybe if he knew more, maybe there's some implications there where he was probably trying to assist. But it looked like Epstein was trying to come through him to get something, but never fully explained logically what it was. That's what it sounded like to me, Andrew. He was trying to be sneaky. This guy was trying to fulfill some of the needs and really didn't know that he was assisting. I mean, this is just me saying it, because you could tell from the way it was worded that he felt like he was letting them down because he was giving them like regular people. He wasn't trying to get no high class, somebody from, you know, the strip club or anything like that. He was giving them just regular girls that would do the work. Like
people that would work in your house.
People that would work in your house that would clean and stuff. He didn't get it.
No, he did not get it at all. The weird thing is, though, how thirsty are you? You keep sending him emails, and Jeffrey's just not responding. Like, hey, what about this woman? What about this woman?
Right.
No, we're good, man. We moved on.
He tried to give him a hint, though, like, hey, this woman ain't a looker. They're 5. I want, you know, he was trying to kind of subconsciously say, I need somebody beautiful, but without saying it. So
I mean, he's probably thinking right now, thank God I didn't pick up on the hints.
probably be going to jail by now. I don't know. Well, right. Well, we got Blake on the lines. How you doing, Blake?
I'm good, family. What's up, Tori?
Bless brother Blake.
He has been going so far so good, man. Okay, the question. I'm not gonna bring up Trump in that picture. That's beneath me. That's redundant. But with this bread, when I was 15, my mama used to tell us, when you get 18, you gotta go.
Right.
I ain't putting you out, but you grown. I would like for you to have a job or go to college. My dream was to go to the NBA and the NFL.
Okay.
By the time my dad left when I was 15, and I had to start working by my 16th birthday, I graduated. I was 17. I already been hustling for 2 years. I had 1.5 by the time I was 21. When you hustling, you don't feel you got enough to share because you're trying to survive. Unless you one of them flamboyant dudes with the jewelry and the paint and rims, that wasn't me. And the music, that wasn't me. I had shoebox money. You know what I mean? And come home, 4,000 or 5,000, be missing my mom. I wouldn't even know it because I would always just save my money. And my mother and my sister would just be in my shoeboxes. And then when I really go get ready to go shopping or something, it'd be money missing. I didn't even care because it was illegal. When you get older and you grow, everybody is responsible for themselves unless you promise somebody something. I got 3 guys in the league that play basketball. I got three guys in the league that play football. I ain't asked them for nothing. I don't want nothing from them. When I go out to their house, they got all this money in these cars. They still ain't happy. I got one dude that's in the league that's happy. That's because he been with the same chick from high school. But it's by choice. But as far as his bread and giving out money, man, it's his job. What? We grown out here.
You ain't never told him, let me hold something.
For what? I got my own. Even from when we got it from the mud, we got it from dirt. We got our own bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day when you was a millionaire, like Leonard Ross and them all. Look at Porter McGee now.
Mm-hmm.
All them they went from being homies to killing each other over dope.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? You find them brothers stinking in Georgia because they got the plug and stuff like that over bread, man.
Right.
And then when y'all get legal money, all of a sudden everybody owe you something. It's the same way. Find your own. Like when I used to tell my sister and my nieces now, quit worrying about what's in the man's pocket. Get your own bread.
Stop.
Ain't nothing wrong with nobody getting
what they
their
call
own
it,
bread.
pocket watches.
Pocket watches, yeah, man. I don't care about none of that, man. And when I had my money, I had to spend it because you couldn't do nothing with it. But now I'm legal. I'm making more money legal than I did when I was hustling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 54 years old. That money ain't going nowhere because, like Mike Epps said, I ain't seen nobody from the grave spend 3 G's or 3 million. Once you're gone, it's gone.
Right.
It's here. You know what I mean? So you can't. Y'all can get it when I'm gone, but as long as I'm here, get your own, man.
So you believe that you don't owe nobody nothing? They got to get it out the mud. All right. Thank you for tapping in, Brother Blake. I appreciate that. Like I said, it get real though. That's why I say when it come to money, it could get funny with family. It could get funny, because entitlement, depending on if you promise somebody something, that's a whole different situation. Maybe they helped you out. You said you was gonna hit them back. Maybe they invested in you early and you went out there and started partying and you got yours and you ain't hit them back. I don't know. But it's different situations for everybody. That's why I left it wide open. We got a poll in the chat. What's going on in the chat, Andrew? What they saying? What the poll question?
The poll question is, how much do you owe your family for your success? A lot, a little, or none. And right now, a little is leading at 46%.
A little.
So people want to give a little bit, not all of it, but not.
They don't want to go broke. They don't want to pour the money into a cup with a hole in it. They don't want to pour the money out. They want to give you a little bit, to see, because sometimes if you get a little bit, you can multiply it a little bit.
Yeah, there's a story in the Bible about that, right?
Right. I'm gonna give you this little bit, and if you multiply it, I may come back and open up another door for you with my connections. I may hook you on to something else. But as far as draining me, you're not finna do that. I mean, some people feel like you're not finna drain what I got.
Here's $1,000. Don't ask me for $10,000.
Or just I'm gonna open up you a little business. You know how to cook? I'm gonna get you a little chicken spot. Maybe you can work that out, and then if you multiply that, I might open up you 2 chicken spots. Let's see what we can do.
Don't give anybody a grocery store, though, right?
There may not be a grocery store around to get the groceries from. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, I want to talk about this Wisconsin consumer complaint. Landlord-tenant issues on the top 2025 list. We're going to talk about that when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Join us March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, where you can bowl with your favorite WTMJ hosts. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to get more information on how you can be part of our latest WTMJ Cares event.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We out here fighting for the people. I can make a sequel. All these murders is getting lethal. Low. We out here fighting for the people. It's like a slaughterhouse, and we need a water drought. They tryna wipe us out. We out here fighting for the people.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe Show. A Wisconsin consumer complaint. Landlord-tenant issues. The top landlord-tenant issues 2025 list. They got a list out. You know, we've been talking about the tenants complaining about landlords and tenant issues on the show for the past couple, probably since the show started, but probably more concentrated since it got cold out and people ain't got no heat in the house. But we got video on this. We got the consumer complaint, landlord-tenant issues, top 2025 list. Let's listen.
Flooding, burst pipes, no heat.
An increase of 95 complaints from the previous year.
Landlord-tenant issues rise to the top of the state's consumer complaints filed in 2025.
It has been in the number one spot since 2022.
The state's report shows 2,620 complaints about landlord issues, some as serious as this. For 2 weeks, Fox 6 has reported on the emergency evacuation at 29th and Wisconsin. While tenants are now allowed back in, the story isn't over, especially when it comes to knowing your rights.
There are requirements under the law that says a landlord has to disclose if a property can maintain a particular temperature in the property.
Barada Properties owns this building. Several of you have called Fox 6 with concerns about the company. The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says it got 75 complaints about Barada in 2025. That's a little less than 3% of its total landlord complaints. But the numbers don't give the full picture. Some situations never result in formal reports to the state, and while some are as serious as this, many are not.
Failure to maintain the premises, security deposit returns or withholdings, eviction, unauthorized entry.
After you file a complaint with the state, an investigator reaches out to both parties.
We're not the courts, so we can't make a final ruling and order any party to do anything.
Instead, the state mediates. In the case of 29th in Wisconsin, the city ordered the emergency evacuation. Long-term consequences are still unclear. We'll let you know about what we find out.
All right, well, I'm happy that they writing the complaints because, they got to do something. Now, they let it get up to like 5,000. This is what I don't like. They let these people, they let these complaints pile up till they get this huge hill, and then here they come. Okay, well, we got to do something about this while people are suffering at the same time. Like, this is not the first time Barada has topped these conversations right here in the city of Milwaukee. Like I said, I already initiated an issue with the state through legal aid, community advocates. This was a couple years ago. They gave him a fine, and now he's back in the media with the same thing. So what is all of that? Because I done already been to the state level. I done already did all of that. Now I'm wondering, what is the next thing? What's the, okay, y'all already got him a fine on the state level. When y'all gonna start really making them feel it? Because these families are suffering. So here we go with the song and dance and the tap dancing going on. That's why you don't hear me like going back out there trying to do nothing, because we done already went through the state. We already done went through the legal process with Barada. That's all I'm saying. So I already did that work. That's why when I see people say stuff, I just be like, this sounds like a script, because why don't you go in there, put some pen to the paper, and make some real changes with legislation? The Democrat Party runs the local government here. Y'all just put out something y'all want to legalize weed. They had a big old press conference. They wanted to legalize weed, and I'm with that. Well, when are you going to straighten out some of these landlord-tenant right ideas when it's extreme cold, putting families in dire situations, and Arctic weather? Like, that should be some type of, almost criminal idea, because somebody can lose their life. What's the difference between somebody taking a life and you letting somebody freeze to death? It's taking a life. They paying the We Energy. It ain't like that they froze to death because they didn't pay the energy bill. They froze to death because you didn't keep the unit. The upkeep on the unit is trash. So why is that? Why wouldn't that be ruled as a homicide? Why wouldn't that go down to the medical examiner's office and they can rule the death a homicide due to freezing to death due to the lack of care from the landlord? I believe that when they start doing that, you ain't gonna never freeze to death. You ain't gonna never have a cold apartment after that. That's murder. That's what the elder was on the TV, and the elder said, this is what the elder said. She said, something tragic gonna have to happen before they make the changes. That's what she said. And I believe her, because anytime it's slumlord and poor communities, they slow. They slow to really make it right with the community that they feel is already disenfranchised. And you know what? It's not a big urgency. That's why I don't go into meetings with these people. There's no urgency for what's going on in many communities, mostly black communities. Ain't no urgency. But when it's time to vote, they the first ones to come through the community to get your vote. But you the last one when you freezing to death. You the last one to get the help when you freezing to death. But you the first one they come to get when they want to do some voting and when they want to knock on the door and tell you what they going to do for the community. And then you got elders on the news freezing to death. That's crazy to me. Hey, But look, we almost at the 3:30 mark. If you want to call in, 833-212-1017. Josh in the chat says, I'm back to the half off after the show. Not really, City Girl. I had to take a break, of course, for the Tory Lowe show. I'll say this. Josh keep bringing up J. Cole in the chat. Josh keep bringing up J. Cole. I guess J. Cole dropped the album, and Josh is in the chat talking about he trying to listen to that J. Cole. That J. Cole just dropped a video. Look, this weekend I'm going to listen to the J. Cole album. I haven't had time to really listen to new music. So this weekend, and I'm going to come back Monday, and I'm going to give y'all my opinion on the J. Cole album. Not really a City Girl says, oh, she's responding back to Josh. They having a conversation. You know, the chat be having their own vibration. We got Tara on the lines. How you doing, Tara?
I'm good. How are you?
Blessings. You got something to talk about the apartment complex. What's going on with the slumlord?
Right. What the state of Wisconsin needs to do is define what habitability. They need to define that and then hold owners accountable to that. They don't define it.
Why wouldn't they define, especially when it comes to Wisconsin, it's freezing cold in Wisconsin. You know, these last couple freezing cold situations, people could have lost their lives dealing with that kind of cold.
Right. And didn't they just recently require the landlord a time frame to fix things?
Right.
I mean, clearly Barada has a ton of money and doesn't care. And that's not the quality of life that we want here in Wisconsin.
I mean, he has a ton of money. Ain't no way somebody's freezing in the cold for weeks, for some people for months, for a couple months. As soon as winter starts, and they are saying that they've been in the cold, these elders, these people that are disabled, been in the cold for weeks.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, Barada, I think he lives out in Ozaukee County. That's where I'd be going if I didn't have heat.
You think they
knocking on his door?
You think they can? You think that they got a right to be let in, or ain't that private property?
Well, no,
I'm just saying,
protesting.
I know, but how you gonna
noise.
protest and you freezing? I mean, they out there in the cold in the cold freezing. Well, what I'm saying is we went through the state already. We went through the state. He got fined by the state. That's what I'm saying, Tyra. So what is next? If you're not going to change the laws, what are we doing here?
Exactly. Nothing. This has been going on for 20, 30 years.
Right.
It's just getting worse now.
It is worse. And I'll say this.
We need to stop them from monopolizing all of the property, number one, and hold them accountable for what habitability means. I mean, they flip apartments, hand you a slip, and give you 7 days to critique that apartment that you just moved in. Like they took the keys from one, they hand it to the next person. They don't even inspect apartments anymore. It's disgusting.
Let me tell you something. The apartments that I've seen, families, sometimes families are in survival mode. They get so excited to get that new apartment. But then at night, when the bed bugs come out the walls and start chewing on them, they feel like they've been duped because they didn't think it was an infestation. And then I've been on the phone where they called. I said, call the landlord. The landlord will blame them knowing that it was bed bugs in the apartment. Wow. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Decades ago, Black entrepreneur Richelieu Dennis founded Sundial. It's the brand behind the popular Shea Moisture line of products. But after building the business into a big success, Dennis sold it to a major company, Unilever. A move that confused a lot of people in the Black community. In a conversation on Bloomberg, Dennis explained the reason why he made the move and why he's continued to make similar moves.
The impact of having sold Sundial to Unilever mean that we were able to invest in Honey Pot, grow and scale that business. We were able to invest in Mayel, build and scale that business. Both of those businesses are the highest dollar value transaction that a Black woman has had in this country.
In 2017, Dennis founded Essence Ventures, an independent Black-focused consumer tech company. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Everyone can stay calm for now as Giannis is still in Milwaukee. After the trade deadline on February 5th, the Bucks made moves that didn't include Giannis as offers didn't spark traction. Giannis via Instagram.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Giannis's caption said, "Legends don't chase, they attract." Bucks are back at home tonight against the Pacers at 7. In men's college basketball, Badger basketball takes on Indiana at home tomorrow morning at 11. Marquette faces Butler at home tomorrow at 1. And UWM is heading to Northern Kentucky for a matchup tomorrow evening at 4. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Tory Lowe from The Truth at Educators Credit Union. Your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union community advocates driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as the Milwaukee Tool Library and sponsorships of events large and small that take place right here in our own backyard. Make the switch to ECU.com, insured by NCUA, membership eligibility required. Also, it starts with a spark. And at Milwaukee College Prep, the spark turns into something extraordinary. From age 3 through 8th grade, MCP nurtures brilliance, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of the students face economic hardship, but that doesn't define them, because at MCP, every child shines. With 4 campuses and 1 powerful mission, college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, where Milwaukee's future begins to shine. Joining me on the lines is advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. All is well. Happy Friday. We made it to another week.
Hey, it's another Friday. Another Friday.
Yeah.
We was just talking about the slumlord ideas in the city, and this has been the heavy topic that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. And I guess they released the top complaints of 2025, and on the top of the list is landlord-tenant issues.
Who's surprised? Not me. You know what I'm saying? We need more resources. And like I stated, with those that we call the Uncommon Council, legislation need to be put in place. Because like I said, they quick to put together, laws and, ordinances and all of these things that's going to tax the people. But at the same time, knowing that, we have major issues with slumlords in the city of Milwaukee, and the majority of black individuals or low-income individuals are going to be forever renters, especially the way that everything is going up but our paychecks, like all of the taxes and, we being taxed to the max from being able to park in front of our house, parking downtown, you know what I'm saying? Like, they done extended you having to pay when you park. I mean, all of these things just taxing us. There is little to no protections inside our community, and it's easy for individuals to come in and prey on us due to the lack thereof of these so-called leaders who don't give a damn about us, that would rather put an ordinance together that's going to hold us accountable. We're giving us a ticket, or, we're paying some type of significant fines. But individuals that come in with a certain amount of money that can grease their palms or put money on their political run for other seats is able to come in here, buy up properties that we couldn't buy, tax us to the max, run us through the court systems because they have the dollars to do that, and not be righteous on the forefront. Like the things that we've seen, not only Barada, but years, of the failures of these slumlords that we have in the city of Milwaukee, that majority of them who own properties here, 1, don't live here, 2, don't give a damn about it, and we know that there's an agenda to allow these buildings and houses that individuals who don't live in the city of Milwaukee own, and they allow them to dilapidate and bring our property values down in the city, so that they can regentrify certain areas when they feel like it. And move us around, shuffle us around, because they know that we are the least individuals to own homes, that we're, quote unquote, the forever renters. And the things that have taken place in this year alone is above and beyond egregious, especially the temperatures that we got to, and individuals not having heat, not being able to have hot water. It's crazy that they're able to play with people's lives. And then you will hear people running around talking about all of these other things. You know, the abortion thing was a big thing. But what about the kids after that survived? Parents didn't decide to do the abortion. Those that live, there is no regulation for children who have survived. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you protect the unborn baby, but if they make it, screw them.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, again, it's diabolical to me on how we get, selective outrage on certain things and around, political time, and the real things that need to be addressed never gets addressed until, again, somebody either lose their life and then everybody plays about, how they're concerned, and they'll put that on the ticket that they're running for and then get elected, and then you hear crickets. Nothing is done. And again, like you stated several times, and I stand on that too, it's not going to get done until we do something about it. We, the people, those of us who are forever renters, going to eventually have to Voltron and put our monies together to run some people and stand 10 toes down on the people that are there to get these regulations in place. Because clearly, like I stated, there's red tape for you and I when we're trying to buy a building in our community that's dilapidating and needs to be taken care of, because if we're in our own community and we're putting money into our community, that's how the community starts to get better. But again, when we're met with red tape because they don't want us to own it, they would rather have a conglomerate that's out of the state of Wisconsin to come in and buy up all of these things and treat the citizens the way that they're being treated. We're talking about the elderly. We're talking about, the vets. We're talking about the youth. Again, it speaks volumes about the community that we have. That it's, like you stated, there is no neighbor and neighborhood no more. You know what I'm saying? And we have to turn the tide on what's taking place with these slum lords. Because like I said, again, these individuals that we look to or supposed to look to as leaders have really shown us nothing but failure across the board.
Hey, the
only thing that's been consistent is the neglect.
Hey, they sounded like Doc Rivers. They can explain why we're taking the L's, but they ain't making the adjustments to get the victory.
That part.
But
and the sad reality is, they're a lot of these people is not new.
Right.
They've
been around for a long time.
Career politicians and been failing for a long time. Okay, like the only thing that's consistent
failing
is
and selling.
Come on, at the same damn time. But again, like I said, we're going to have to make certain moves. It's time for the people to make the adjustments, because clearly the individuals that's in the front not doing it. Matter of fact, I don't even think, there's an agenda to get anything done. These people are just, again, distractions until we make them do what it is that they need to do. Right now, though, they having their way.
Well, look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on the week. It's been a long week. It's been a lot of things we didn't discuss on the show this week. But when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
3 feet the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it and one. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, three on the way, and he hit it. Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock. This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Sometimes justice looks different to me. Do you want them in jail for murdering Corey Stingley? Yes, you do. Do you want them to go to trial for what they did and go through that process? Hey, you know. But at the end of the day, the men that took Corey Stingley's life, something happened to where they have to accept the fact that they did that and that they have to be labeled a murderer for a certain length of time and when it was nothing, I think that was a huge thing that happened when you had to climb mountains to get to this point. 13 years?
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m., live on YouTube and right here on 1017 The Truth. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you ain't know, I get the pesos. Got a lot of brothers, some of them play bros. They don't want to say it, but they hate love. They all mad cause I got
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in to Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying youth, perspectives, and lived experience that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Also, remember to get them kids, get they powerful, inspiring Black history stories into the Tory Lowe Show. This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth is opening the mic up to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share this message on social media, tag me on social media, or go to 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their voices together. Brought to you by Educators Credit Union and Tayback. Elizabeth Brown, question of the day. I got the question of the day for you, Elizabeth.
Okay.
How much do you owe your family if you become successful?
Well, I'm gonna take care of my family, even if they was trash.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna make sure my people's straight. I don't have to deal with them to make sure they're good. As far as owing, you don't owe nobody nothing. You know, my mother don't owe me nothing. She gave me life. You know, I think that's where everybody getting it misconstrued, that somebody is obligated. Nobody is obligated to give you anything. I mean, even when you have children, you owe them, you know, the basic necessities, meaning not Nike, but to, shelter, clothes, and food. All the other things is extra and should be earned. However, I'm going to make sure my family's straight. But again, we have to make sure that we understand too, because I know there's a lot of conversation about Glorilla and her sister and what she feels that her sister owes her or should give her, whatever. But I mean, the bottom line to it is the simple fact for me that her had a gall to want to try to trash her sister live about $2,500 is diabolical.
Wow.
And that would touch me in some type of way, but we also have to understand too that every black rapper, singer, actor has died broke. 1, 2, they move around the illusion that they're having money until it's time for us to count the money, and then the money's not there. So again, I would question, have Glorilla really made any money? Because I would also question, why wouldn't she want to, what is $2,500? You understand what I'm saying? If you really having it. I was always told that if you have a person who has $500 and you're in need for $400, and I only have $5 and I give you $400, and then there's a person that has $2,500 and you need $400 or get evicted or whatever, and that person that gave it to you and had $2,500, they gave it to you because they had more than enough, but I gave you all I had. Mm-hmm. People don't know the difference. I don't believe that she probably having it like she's claiming she have it. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen it in itself. Tupac died broke, okay? And she ain't never went quadruple platinum. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, the question is pivotal because at a time now, when we're talking about family, when we're talking about the individuals that you grew up with, things change, people change. However, it's a true depiction of the type of person you are that when you make it, you wouldn't want to go back and make sure the people that you didn't have it with is taken care of. Like I said, if I won the lottery or something, I make sure everybody that I know, my family members and people that I truly care about, one, that their credit is taken care of. I'm going to make sure that's straight. I'm going to give them a certain amount of money, and they're going to have to do what they need to do with it because they're not going to be able to come back to me a second time. You know what I'm saying? If your credit is straight and I give you this amount of money, you should be able to get yourself what you need to get. If you don't do it after that, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely going to make sure that the people that I came up with, the least thing I can do is make sure that they credit straight and give them amount of money where they have some breathing room. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, I would have to question, do Glorilla really have the money she said or they are thinking she has? Just because she got the fame don't mean she got the fortune. Because it's a history of black folks having the fame and not having the fortune. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I'll say this. We don't know I ain't trying to say that, because she could get appearance fee. I think they got the appearance fees now. But even if she did have the money or not, to go on the internet and take it and air out that to the public, to me, that puts people on the defense. If you even had a chance to get anything, you may not get nothing at that point. But they said she looking for donations. I guess Tory Lanez.
Absolutely.
Tory Lanez gave her a donation of $2,500.
Well, again, let's see if it shut her up, though. A lot of times, like I said, even family members, a lot of people don't want to be you. Don't want to be like you. They want to be you. And she's probably feeling some type of way. And for her she in violation from taking it to the internet because she already know what type of games be played. Like you gonna ruin somebody's life. And if you was truly family, you could have hashed that out outside of that. But again, we in the era where people want the attention. They want the likes. It's the dopamine. Right. Everybody want their 5 minutes of fame. But in the end, she really showed the person that she was. And Glorilla, like I said, she don't owe her nothing. So now if she got the heart to do it, then do it. You know, if that's what she want to do, it's hers. She worked for it. Her sister don't have no right to come out and do anything. But like I said, I'm not looking at Glorilla funny. I'm looking at her sister funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
also,
for you to go that way and then holler sister, like, take it easy.
Also, NPD introducing a proposal to use facial recognition. It got a lot of pushback. Here we go.
Should.
You know, we got. But when I looked at the room,
proven.
Hey, I didn't see the, you know, the room full of people that was going to be mostly affected.
Well, again, we already know that the most people that's going to be affected, we don't get the date
memo
until after it done passed.
Yeah, they
where's our elected officials?
They sneak it out there, yeah.
Again, they're not going to put it out there until after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
We already know. Me and you then ran for office. We already know that we don't get the warning until it's the day of or 2 days after. You know what I'm saying? It's reactionary for our community, and this is what I said about the individuals that's supposed to keep us on notice. We don't have people that do their jobs to benefit the people. They do their job to benefit them damn selves. And this is a prime example on why we not in the room, even though the bulk of that gonna fall on our shoulders. We already know that facial recognition already got us wrong, because the way that they got it set up is to all black folks look alike. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, with that being said, King, failure again on the individuals that's supposed to be, quote unquote, leading our communities. Like I said, the Uncommon Council, these are individuals that's supposed to blow the whistle so we can move ahead of time and not be reactionary. But hell, they reactionary, so we don't stand a chance outside of knowing what's going on, because we going to work every day trying to pay these slumlords, you know what I'm saying, not to have heat, not to have water, and then have to cry out to a news station because of the failures, and I'm paying to have these basic necessities, and I still don't have them. Again, one thing we've learned, not only out this week, Tori, but since the duration of your show, is that the elderly is crying out for help. The youth are crying out for help, and those of us, Gen X, who are the foundation of this thing, we trying to do as much as we can, but we crying out for help. And at some point, everybody crying, ain't nobody listening, you know. So it's time for us to stop crying and get busy. We got to be about that action. It's as simple as that.
I agree. Hey, look, I'll say this. When you talk about just being ahead of the curve, that's why I always point out who is in the room and situations that we should actually understand that's going on, because it's going to mostly affect our community. And like I said, once again, that's on the leadership. The leadership should be, hey, look, this is about to happen.
Failure.
We know that these are the things that mostly affect us, and we need to be there. So until we can get that straight, that line of communication straight, we're going to always be reactionary.
Absolutely. Like I said, the misleadership, again, their job is to mislead. Everything that they told us is the opposite. They're not here to serve and protect. You know what I'm saying? There is no protection, it's failure. So with that being said, King, again, it's our time, and I'm speaking into existence. Those of us who really about that action, we're going to win. It's 2026. It's up.
All right. Well, Queen, look, I appreciate you for tapping in as usual. And look, we got a lot of work to do, but like I said, we got to be about that action in 2026.
Oh, no doubt. I'm here for it, King. Salute. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody that tuned into the show today. Look, all we got to do is make sure that we are attending to our business, minding the business of our streets, of our people, of ourselves, and building around that energy. Many times when we look outside of what we're trying to do, we end up not even knowing what's going on. It's time, though. 2026 is still early. We got to get back to it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat. Salute to everybody that joined the chat today. If you have not joined the chat, you missing out. Powerful chat this week. Hey, look, keep your head on the swivel. Brain don't always mean going. Look both ways before you cross the streets. Be safe this weekend. Dr. Ken Harris up next. I love you.